It's time for Savings Appeal, and today we're joined by George Anderson, and he works with Bond Financial Services, and he's here to tell us how we can control our financial future. George, it's a pleasure to have you here, because normally, every Wednesday, as you all know, Dylan Bond, the owner of Bond Financial Services, is here. We're talking finance, and you go a long way back with Dylan.
That's right, yeah. I met Dylan back in the 5th grade, and lost touch with him after high school, but a few years back when I was out looking for a job, I happened to bump into him, and he happened to be looking for somebody to get to some things he couldn't get to, and here I am.
Now, one of those things is the seminar. He has a seminar, 7 ways to not outlive your income. And these are at dinner, places you can eat dinner, they're at golf courses, but take us through a night of it. So you go to a place like Leone's, and what's that experience like? Okay,
well, what we do is we ask folks to show up for about 5:45. They check in with me. Dylan gives about a 45-minute talk covering all the different intricacies of retirement, give some perspective on the market, different alternatives to investing, and then at the top of the hour, we all sit down and have dinner.
Free dinner, can't complain. It's a price. It's a fixed menu, so you can make one of maybe a few choices.
That's right.
But either way, I'm sure it tastes great, and I'm sure people really enjoy it. Now, at the lecture, it's all about education.
That's right. That's right.
Dylan's really adamant about not just telling people what they should do, but telling them why they should do it.
Exactly. Exactly. I'd say that the seminar is really designed for, whether you're getting to be about 50 years old and you're contemplating retirement, and there's a lot of decisions to be made. Are you ready? Is the portfolio that you have built to get you through retirement? And if you're in retirement, I think it's a good idea to come to the seminar as well, because there's a lot of different talking points on, are your heirs covered? Are you protected from a tax standpoint and things like that? So he packs a lot into the hour.
And it's always important too to revisit this material, because every year they say at least you should look over your portfolio, because as you age, your risks change.
Absolutely. You never, once you make that decision to retire, it never stops. There's still challenges. There's still, things you need to consider. So
people go and they enjoy the dinner, and then you educate, because oftentimes, especially in down economies like we've just coming out of, you'll be paying for services and all these accounts that people can have, and your money's not making any return, so you could, in a sense, be losing money.
Yeah, it's very important to understand how the products that you own, how they work, and just as importantly, how much they cost for you to own as well.
Because sometimes it might not be worth it to hold on to something with a high service charge.
Exactly. When the markets aren't cooperating and you're paying for a service, it can be painful.
So these are things that you can learn at the dinner, but also for the summertime, you're doing something that sounds like a whole lot of fun. You're taking the same principle and you're applying it to golf.
Yes, we do. What we do is we do the whole thing in reverse. We start out with breakfast at the golf course. Dylan gives his 45-minute talk, and then in exchange for sharing your time with us, we send you out for a complimentary round of golf.
Not bad. Now, if you enjoy that, and say you're thinking about your financial future and saying, man, yeah, I think I need to take another look at it, or I'm getting near retirement age, I need to start thinking about it. The next step is that one-on-one meeting. And people schedule that with you, and what can they expect in a one-on-one meeting?
The one-on-one meeting, the first appointment, is a lot like Dylan bills it at the seminar. He's going to meet with you with a pen and a pad and a calculator. He's going to ask you what you thought of the seminar, and then he's going to find out where you've been investment-wise, what are your goals, and ultimately, when would you like to retire?
And the nice part about these seminars and the one-on-one meeting is it's no risk, you don't have to lock into anything, sign anything. It's just, a complimentary thing, because you're both feeling each other out.
Yeah, it's a very low-pressure environment. There's many cases where people sign up for an appointment that night, and then there are some occasions where a couple weeks down the road, maybe a month or two down the road, people will call in and they'll say, hey, I saw Dylan speak the other night at one of the restaurants, and didn't really know if I needed him then, but been doing some thinking here, and I think it's time to meet with them. So we do get those calls too.
Well, finances are one of those things I think people are terrified of it. You know what I mean? Everyone is just afraid of money, so that when someone can simplify it for you and make it easy to understand and can help you kind of make these decisions, it makes you want to do it, because at the end of the day, as you always say at Bond Financial Services, you need to be ready to live 30 years without a paycheck.
That's right. That's right. And it's important to find someone like Dylan or Dylan, somebody that you can trust, that's going to get you, it's going to get you to the finish line.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And real quick, let's just wrap up. You have some events coming up, golf and dining.
That's right. We have an event at Crestview Country Club on July 24th. throughout August. We'll be over at Twin Hills, and restaurant-wise, we will be at Leone's in the middle of August. So,
well, George, we hear about you all the time. You know, Dylan and I, we sit on the couch, we talk about you.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to finally meet you.
Thank you, Seth.
Enjoy. And you can visit bondfinancialservices.net or call 413-754-4747. Just let Dylan and his staff take the steps to secure your financial future.